Well, down here, gonna give it a go with supermarket baits again at Tobber Fishery. This one's called White Post Lake, but I think I'm gonna go up top for one of the smaller pools, having a look. Not too much moving on the surface, so I'll give it 5-10 minutes here. Sounds stupid, but you know, they have matches down here and generally you can see what's coming. I've got a few bubbles around here, so the first bait I'm going to be using are soaked sort of cocoa pop things. These I soaked these the night before because they're only going to float, and I've no idea whether they're float now. We're going to chuck some in there. Look, you see they're really small, so I can fish a small hook, so I could get roach, anything on them. A few are sinking, quite a few are floating, so we'll see if anything comes up on the top and takes them. If they don't, I can fish one on the bottom because the weight of the float will take it down. The float I'm using, it's one of Grant's match rigs, I call it, you know, the pole set up with a winder. I've obviously lost a shot there somewhere and re-rigged it and kept the float, but I like the float, so we'll give it a go, get it in the water. Just a single one of these. I'll tell you what they are later, but look, like this, they're almost, if you can see that, maggot sized, aren't they? Right, my problem being, there's a lovely bank of lilies over there, and it would be an ideal place to fish, but it's a match water, so it's long and narrow, and the pegs are on this side, and in the winter, this is autumn, late autumn, so I'm in the only sunny spot in the entire lake, and it's really cool over there. My other problem I got is I can see the fish action. It's going to be a bit slow unless I can get them going on this bait. Got my glasses on, hopefully I can see the odd fish. They're not bubbling, they're not stirring up mud, they're not ripping around like they do in the summer, so it might be a little bit trickier unless I can get them going. So I'm going to be using these things in there. Right, they are, I always feel embarrassed to say this, but I know they're going to catch fish, I hope. Choco Snaps, and they're chocolatey, crispy rice, so that's why I say they're sort of maggot size, puffed, they're blowing up, toasted with a cocoa coating. I'll cover them over. I'm giving the supermarket a plug. I paid for them. How much did I pay for them? Really cheap. I think they're in the discount section. Anyway, I've thrown some out. You could throw these out dry. Look, you could throw them out dry. Let me show you. You can throw them out dry. They are going to float, but they were going to be bejesus to hook the air because they're going to break up. I'm going to chuck them over here. And the chocolatey thing on them, it's just called chocolatey. My fingers smell of chocolate, the camera's going to smell of chocolate, the landing net pole, but they are, I'll tell you what, the few I've thrown in, I thought they were going to be trouble because we had close to a frost, one of the first frosts last night, and I know all anglers know that nails it totally, but no, don't worry, we are going to catch. I'll turn this around. They're loving these Choco Snaps. Now they're going to float. I'm going to still fish the float, but I'm going to have to shadow it right up. Let me turn this round. I'll see if I can get them coming in close. Here goes Mr. Choco Snap. Right. So they are definitely floating. Oh yeah, it's going to be carnage, folks. So these are the wet ones, some of which will sink and some of which will still float, but at least you can pick them out. Yeah. Fingers crossed. Oh, don't do it, Graham, it's in a bait can. Oh, I've got some on my lip. Oh, maggots and Choco Snaps. All you got to do is dampen them the night before to get them to go a bit squidgy and stuff like that, and then you can get them on the hook like a maggot. So let's get cracking and see if we can't pull one out. So you can see I've probably over soaked those and I've left them outside, not in the house, so literally it's damping them, and what I've done is separate as best I can the single larger grains of Choco Snaps, which is basically puffed rice. And don't forget, it's a bit like popcorn, isn't it? You know, it's expanded. If it's expanded the way it's cooked, it's in ovens or whatever and baked, it's going to have air inside it, so it's going to make it buoyant. So this is primarily surface fishing, margins close in, not for long distance casting, rod length out, match rod. I'm using an Avon rod. I'm going to shallow this float right up. I could probably even, I might even rig another one up, dispense with the float get my, there's another way of doing it, match rod and just almost lower on a fish. So let me just shallow this up. You can see the float there. Don't tell me, please don't ask me how many shot it takes. I have absolutely no idea. I hate shotting floats, which is buying these on a winder for small fish is to me like foolproof. They're going nuts. I've eaten a lot. I'm not sure one box of Choco Snaps is enough. And then all you got to do, just get the hook through once, like that. You can put a couple on. Right, just lower it out there and see what we can get. I'll turn it down there, you can see fish coming up. They're eating every single little Choco Snap that's going in. Now, if you overwet them, they will be just as crumbly as if they were dry. So damping is the way to do it. In goes Mr. Float with his Choco Snap. So as the actress said to the bishop, this shouldn't take too long. A foot 18 inches deep there, and I think that might be too deep because the fish are so engrossed on the surface with the shot on the float. It's gone down and I say they're not taking. One will find it in a minute. I feel depth might be the key here. Fingers there so soft you can't afford to move the float. If you get a bite, you might as well, and you miss it, you might as well bring in because the chocos do come off. Let's try 2 Choco Snaps. I think they want it absolutely. No, they don't necessarily want it absolutely underneath the float. So fish hooked up, guys. Let's get that here. That's about right. Actually, you guys, I don't want to leave you out of everything. He's going well, it's only a small fish. Listen, it's a match lake. This is only trying to show you that you can use a variety of supermarket baits and still pick up fish. Mine haven't got it yet. I've got to watch that drag because it's I've got to watch that drag because I've got a hook link on that as well, which I might be straight through, might be £5. And yeah, that's a small common carp. One bar Choco. There we go, guys. There's the bait. You can see that it's pretty mushy stuff. If you can get one to stay on the hook by not overwetting it, just dampen it, you can still pick fish up. Choco 1, fish nil. Just. I don't know what I should tell you guys about it. We used to use pedigree chum mixers for floater fishing years ago. Not that long, but they seem to change it a little bit. The size in it, I wanted the right size in that for margin fishing, not really distance fishing. But because if you're fly fishing a carp, you want to bring up on the surface. If you're looking for a bigger fish, you want to scatter loose stuff out there, as I'm doing now with the Choco Snaps. Brings loads of fish up. They don't stay on the surface because it's cold water now, as temperatures are dropping. So they come up, they're free, they go down, they might have a dig around at the bottom. We'll try one other bait later on. But these things, who's seen these before? Kids have probably seen them. Look, there you go. These things are pretty much the same size as the old dog biscuits, and of course they are. Look, oh, really? I can't even crumble one. They'll crumble one up. They're hard. There's a dark one as well. Oh, they're so hard. It's almost, you'd have to hair rig that to be able to use it. But having said that, it will be very, very buoyant. Okay, you've also got the choice of light colour or dark colour, so you can bounce between the two. And these are called, can't believe I'm buying this stuff, multi-grain meteors. Glorious grains, chocolate and vanilla. Oh, that's why they're light. You see, the vanilla are the light ones. Chocolate and vanilla cereal, fortified with vitamins and iron. 350 gram box. You're gonna love this one. Look at that, look at that. That's my favourite word. Reduced. 80 pence, half price. Now these float like crazy, obviously they're buoyant, but you won't get a hook in them. So again, I'm going to chuck some out there. They're so buoyant, it's unbelievable. Let me drop some down here. They're like sort of chocolate covered polystyrene. Boom. Absolutely. Floating on the surface. And of course, you have got, mind you, nothing's taken them yet. You have got the same method, where have I put them? Of soaking them the night before. Now these, the top of this, I've done this with mixers before. It's best if you can just cover them, and because these bait containers come with lots of little holes in them, right, you can fill it up with water, give it say 30 seconds, turn it upside down like that, and the water will drain out. But what you can also do is, let's say you're going to leave them overnight. I'd recommend doing them, you know, the night before. You do that, you drain them off, but go to the bottom and put those up near the top, because if I go to the bottom where most of the damp water is, these ones, look, are really, really squishy. So they're almost like I am with a Choco Snap, fishing in the margins. But when they dry out like this, when they don't dry out totally, when they expand, look, they are rubbery, perfect for float fishing in the margins, free lining in the margins, for carp. And again, covered in chocolate, or indeed the vanilla. So we've got to get a carp on each of these now. One on the chocolate, one on the vanilla. I'll chuck some of the wet ones in because they might sink. Oh no, there they go. Whoosh. They're not going as nuts on those as the others at the moment, but they will, trust me, they'll get the flavour. Might take them a while to get to the vanilla, and then they're taking them. Look, they're very nervous now once they get the taste. Like kids. Sweeties, there's one there, two. There we go, he's going to come back up. He's eaten two in a row. I think another one's took a third one. So let's get our mighty meteors out there. You can use a bigger hook, and I would ordinarily, if I'm after big carp with them, I'd be using a 6 or something like that, because look, they're spongy, but they're quite a biggish size. But I'm going to take a gamble and just ease this small, whatever it is, 14 hook or so there. I've still got the float set, well, foot deep say, and they're eating everything off the surface. Here he goes, he's just taken one. Right, let's see if we can get one for you guys. I'll chum them up with a few of the wet ones. They're taking them, they're a little bit nervous. Let's put that straight for you. I'm lucky there's no wind and this is a sheltered lake. Trouble is, initially when I got here, where it's so cold, it was dead and I was really panicking. Here we go. Check raglan. That's a smaller fish. That wasn't the one I was after, but that is on the chocolate mighty meteor. Mighty meaty matey. What was that from? Can anybody remember that advert? They're mighty meaty matey. It's in my head now, I can't get rid of it. It's like a disease. It's like the other disease I have. It's called Guy's disease. Now what we're going to do, guys, is this, guys. Where's that come from? I'm 73. Where's that come from? Guy's disease? It's cool with somebody who's about 20. In the winter, of course, carp do go pretty well. This one's a pretty little mirror. It's coming around to my way of thinking. And this is ideal, you know, if you want to take kids fishing, bit of fun. Because at the end of the day, you know they're going to get fed. Because you just take a bowl, a spoon, some milk in a cooler, and you can give them their lunch of mighty meteors or chocos. You know the kids are going to eat them. So it'd be a battle between the kids eating them. There's a novelty form to catch on that. Here we go. Oh, he swum the wrong way. Brilliant. Mirror. Not a big fish, we know, but listen, they're all good fun on a mighty meteor. Get him back, and we're going to try now the vanilla one. So there it is. As you can see, that's a vanilla one there. These you can move in, watch. Just wind them in slowly. It's still staying on the hook. I don't say casting hard. There we go. Oh, it's in the zone. Had a bump, one bump, the float went like this. Oh, the reason being, the float slid right up. That's better. I did wonder why I wasn't getting one. Turn them over when you drain those off, just like chum mixers. Turn them over the other way so they don't always get soaking wet at the bottom and the good ones are at the top. Or another way I used to do it is put a piece of paper towel in the bottom, take them all out, strain them when a little bit squishy, strain them out, because the water goes through from the top one right down through the bottom one and just sits there and makes the bottom ones wetter. So you put other little sheets of newspaper and or a couple of sheets of paper towel, you know, just to help not make them squishy. Oh, pinged off. That's probably the small hook doing that with the bigger bait. But to be honest, I just can't be bothered. I think this might be a slightly bigger fish. Yes. Lost him. Well, that one pinged off and he was a better fish, so we'll just have another go. Won't take long, I'm sure it won't take long. I'm just going to pull it almost in front of him. And we turned off that. The benefit being, because these are floaters, you can see the fish, you can almost target the fish. I might even try that down the margins if some's drifted down there. There's that bigger one there. Slightly bigger hook, I'm going to call that about a 10. That's going to make the difference, I feel sure. Here we go. Here he comes. Oh! No, it didn't make a difference. I need a bigger hook. I think I need a 12-0 shark hook. I'm going to try a smaller meteor. These are very, very spongy. These could well take the place of the old chum mixers because they got flavour on them. I'm looking for singles now. Again, a little bit, got him, a little bit competitive then, which makes the difference. What better way to spend an autumn day in the late autumn sunshine, which will probably cloud over now. It's better fish, this one. A little bit better, look guys, it's a match lake. What we call a pasty pond. Well, a bit bigger than pasty, some of these. Oh, it's a better fish. He's in. Yeah, way better one. There we go, a nice mirror carp, albeit he's got a few scales missing. Look, I tend to think they like those chocolate ones better. Let's get him in. Impressed? We're still on the theme of cereal baits. How about these? Sultanas. I have caught on these before. Again, I soaked some overnight. I can show you. As they say, I don't know if there's any water left in these now. Some I prepared earlier. Let me show you the two. You can fish these straight out the packet. Well, obviously for human consumption, of course you can. Right, but let me just show you there. So you can drain the water off. There's the dried ones straight out the packet. And can you see how much bigger they are there? Where they've absorbed some water there. So I'm going to use a totally different swim. Down here, let's go. Come with me. Come with me, people. You got your notebooks? Right. There's going to be questions after this, Smith, so I hope you're taking note. So you can see these are the soaked ones. There's a lovely little bed of lilies, some rush stems up here. I'm very lucky nobody else fishing. This guy's having a match or something on the next lake up. But I noticed some mud round here when I walked past it. All stirred up down there. My God, these are so lovely and squishy. Chuck all these in and we'll just come back with a float and just see if all this coloured water, I don't know if you guys can see it, I've got polarising glasses, you might not see it. In the summer you do get things like carp in there and banging and knocking the rushes. That's a good telltale. So same with the lilies here, banging and knocking there. In fact, I will chuck some in just down by the side of those lilies. Right, I think we'll come back, plumb that depth and sit here for a while with one on the hook. So look, dry or wet, these are a doddle to hook, but certainly when they've been soaked overnight, and I haven't got the lid to it, but you can see if you turn it upside down, you can drain all that off. Personally, if you're fishing with it a lot, drain that juice, oh I can smell it now, all the fruit, drain that juice into your ground bait, because you can use this not just on its own, in conjunction with ground bait. There's loads of mud there, loads of mud. I think the fish are down. There he goes, here he goes, goes. Oh! Why was that sinking? It could be. You know, there's fish down there. I think it's the weight of the sultanas pulling it down. Oh, there's a big one, big one, big one. Oh, 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 let me get him. Oh, he turned away, that was a good fish. Let's try in there again. So you can see where I am. Literally just down in front of me. All stirred up. I know there must have been fish in there. In fact, guys, I think I'm going to go and get my... Oh, there's a fish. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. Getting little bites there. Very, very small bites. Now I can see with my polarising glasses of fish. I'm going to have to get that plumbed right because I'm either too deep or too shallow. Or not. So that cloudy, muddy effect was in fact the fish I thought they were. It's only a small one. That's what they're doing, digging around on those sultanas. Are sticky, very, very sticky though. Just a small mirror. A bit skinny looking, that one. He's not looking a well chappy. He really is what we call pasty size. So, a little plummet like this. You get various plummets in the tackle shop. Hook goes through the ring end or loop. Just tap it into the cork, and then I can check whether that's too deep or too shallow. I start with it being very shallow first, otherwise you might have a self-righting float. Well, I just pulled it under by, well, not much, a couple of inches, that's all. There, try that one. Sultanas, a couple of fish cruising over there. Lower it down over the top. Of course you can cast out, but I'm just doing this here because I saw the mud there. Actually, I can see fish moving over here. Come on. I thought I saw a fish there. That's probably the lilies where I baited up by the lilies. Well, boy, they like the sultanas on the bottom. There we go, peeps. Come on, carp. Hooks out. Fish back. It's sort of a bit like the smell of fishing with my grand's Christmas pudding. There's a lot of mud stirred up around here now, so I figure there are definitely quite a few fish down there feeding. And because with the polarising glasses I can see them under the surface. Well, I'm bouncing between two swims, guys. So let me go between here and over on the lilies there. I'm sort of, you just think, all this lilies there's a lily bed. There must be better fish there. A little bit deeper. Right. Oh no, I'm on. There you go. The lilies did it. Small fish, but they all count. There. That looks like the same one I caught earlier. I've got the head cam there. Oh, there's one right down there in front of me. Nope, he's not having it. Let's go back in the main swim, as it were. So the lilies here haven't dived back yet. Floats down there, fish are there because I saw the float do this. It didn't pull under, but it went like this. That's a fish swirling around, and I can actually see little sort of what we call shaky water. Oh, you can bury the hook pretty well in them, and they're pull right through. There's mud coming up, there's fish. I've got one more supermarket bait to try. Another bite, they're definitely down there. They could be mouthing it. Look at the float coming up and going down. It hasn't pulled right under yet. Right, I shall. Oh, there's mud coming up there. Oh, there you go. As soon as I looked over that way, the float went. You know what it's like, guys, like pouring a flask of tea, eating a sandwich. It's a little bit better, this one. Come on, fish. Actually, I feel a lot better. Yeah, nice common. So I think you got the idea that you get the idea that these sultanas actually do this to your rod. Common carp, Going for the lilies, going for the lilies, turn him away. He's in, he dived the wrong way. That's a better fish. Oh yeah, that's probably getting all 5-plusser. Don't kneel in the mud, Graham, don't kneel in the mud. Hook is out, pulls out, barbless. Nice looking common, getting sort of winter condition now. Colder water does them better, I feel. Let's get him back and we're going to go. Oh, that's a better fish, yeah. We're going to take you back to what I'm going to call it the floater swim. These can be drained off like this, look. Drain the juice in there. Put them in a freezer bag, you can freeze them and use them again. Right, we're ploughing through all these different baits, and of course the best one by far, if you tie me down to it, is not necessarily this make, a loaf of bread. You cannot beat it, and if you go to the cheap section, oh, almost makes me cry with joy. Reduced 74p. Again, you can freeze this. God, so keen. You can freeze this stuff. Now this can be used. There's 2 sections to it. Let me show you. It's all for beginners. This, you know, experts go and do whatever experts do. I don't know. Right. This is how I do it. I'm going to do it on my chair stupidly. If you slice bread, I cut the side off it. The edges like this, right? The crusts, as I say. Obviously, I'm a grown up. I can actually eat my crusts. Now this, you can break up like this for particles, right? Loose feed. Or you can pinch that around the hook, like this, around the eye of the hook, not the bend, leave that clear, and let it sink slowly on the bottom. Bread flake, that's called, on the bottom. These pieces you can either use for hook bait, not the greatest, they will come off, or better still, throw them in. And a lot of commercial carp places, if they let you use this, it's just bread. Now what I do there, as you can see, is a crust, way better for casting at more of a distance. Again, I cut off that little crinkly edge there. It's all going in for loose feed, trust me. And then cut the size to the hook you're using. So if I'm on about a 10 or something like that, I just want the size of my little fingernail. Apologies for the state of my hands, people, and my nails is covered in chocolate. I bet if I was have Mike's Jack Russell here, I'd be extremely popular. He wouldn't leave me alone. There we go. So I'm going to throw some of this in. I can tell you now, they go crackers for it. They will come up for this, but this way you can absolutely target the fish you want. I'm going to throw a lot around different spots, and we're going to go with a head count and see if we can catch one roving, if you know what I mean, just moving around. Let me get all these in the water. So the benefit of this is, look, they're on that already. The benefit of this, if you give them just a slight squeeze, I can go along like this, putting little clusters which will then spread apart all over, and I can see whether a fish is on the surface or not from way back there, from 30-40 yards away. So you see, you can find fish. Obviously not when you got it like this, not when loads of anglers are fishing. Look, nothing there, is there? Look, I'm standing there. There's a fish moving over there. Bunch, 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 bunch. By the time I get back here, for sure something's going to be eating it. So this way, I'm going to do just a single hook and lower on the fish I want on the size. Now what I find is, and I've done a lot of this fishing with going around looking for fish like this, they're all over it. It's a match water, but if you want the bigger fish out of the match water, if you throw loads and loads and loads of bread in, or indeed any floater, but mostly bread, on the surface, eventually all that slooping and slurping, you will hear them sucking it down, attracts the other fish, and that gets all the small ones up there, so it makes it even harder to get the big ones. So I find scattering a load of bread out first, let them get it all out of their system, basically eat that, and then they go around cruising like this slowly, and that way you can maybe pick off say they're only £3 and the bigger one's 5, you can pick off the £5. Whether they'll take, it's another thing. I'll put the head cam on and see if we can't get a hook up for it. Well, we will get a hook up, but if I can pick out a bigger one. I've got bread all the way down there. There's a bunch of it over there, it's only a little bit gone, but the centrepiece here, I think maybe too many small fish. So, I'll come around this way, it's a bit windy there, might get wind in the mic. You've got the crust, I'm using the crust here at the moment. I go through the soft piece first, you see that? I'm pushing it around, I'm not just forcing it through, I'm pushing it around so I don't want it to break. So it bends out like this. I'm tucking it through the hard crust again, tapping it, and then I just pull the shank down a piece, just my way of doing it. You can also pinch that around there to cover the hook totally. You can drop it in as it is, or you can dip it once if you're casting. So let's go round, obviously take our net mat with us and see if we can't target a slightly bigger fish. All I do is chuck the mat in the net. So now I'm probably seeing before you guys because I've got the polarising glasses, but I'm just going down the margins. There's one down there, and I can just dip it once if I want to cast it farther, but looking and looking and looking. The light is not great today for fish spotting, and because it's autumn, late autumn, leaves just going now, just starting to go. Let's go further up here and work my way down. I think there's a bit more shadow line here, I could probably see a bit better. It's a bit like when you go trout fishing, you're always looking for that dark area to spot fish in. I want to get the light behind me, I want to see the dark area as well. See, there's lots of swells there. Because I haven't got my cap on, I can't quite see the fish. There's a bunch up here, just to show you, go under there. There's a bunch up here of bread, not even been taken. Not even been taken. So you can see what I mean. If you scatter it about, you can actually find where the fish are. There's one in front of me. He's looking to eat a leaf. I'm going to drop this on him. I'm going to wet it first. The bigger fish is in front. Bosh. And he ignored it. Try the other big fish in here. Don't move, Graham. Don't move. Don't move. He comes. Missed him. How could I possibly miss that fish? But I keep the bread in my pocket. Easy access. In once, pull it out, tap it in. A little bit touchy, not really. It's you know, it's getting near cold water time, so they're not quite as aggressive. See if we can just find one that's a little bit bigger. There's one, there's one, there's one, there's one. Oh no. Look, 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 I take it away from the small ones. I'm only looking for that. There's a nice one. No, that one. There he comes. And we got him. You see how I could target that? It is such fun, it's unbelievable. And of course you get, throughout a day if you did this, you get a much higher average of carp, of size of carp. Even big ones, you know, up to 20 pounds if there's 20 pounders in the lake. I don't think there is in here. I'll show you another way to use bread in a minute. If we get this fish, look, I don't need to catch like 10 carp, which I could for you easily. We'll just show you this one, if we get it. And I'll show you how I do it with bread flake, slow sinking or on the bottom. It's a slightly bigger fish, you see. Give me much more of a scrap. Here he comes, I'll show you. Not the world's greatest kiss me quick mouth, but you wouldn't want to meet this one at a disco. They're about 6, something like that, isn't it? About 6 pounds or so. You can see. I'll be pleased to catch. I'll be pleased to catch a 10 that size. Right, now I'm going to go back to the float and I'll show you, put him in up here. In we go, pal. You're famous, you're on YouTube. I'll show you what I do with the bread to make ground bait of it as well. All for beginners. I know, I don't know what to say. I couldn't resist. I had one more walk up and down before I changed over with that 3-line crust, saw a bit better fish, and I got it hooked up. I've got not much battery left, so I'll bring it off and get it in the net, and then I'll show you on the map. Well, here we go, people. Much better fish. Targeted, just targeted, using that floating crust. Way bigger fish. And again, you could do this all day long, end up with a really good catch. Right, let's move that rig out of the way. I want to use that next. Same principle. You can leave the crust on if you want, but for quickness, look, let's just pull them off like this. Right, what are you going to do? You can either pull the crust off roughly and mash them up separately, or just get the bread like this, as I do, like this. You can put half a loaf in, make sure you save some for your hook bait. Bung them in the net. Dunk them a couple of times like this to soak them, right? Bearing in mind, the flaky centre is going to go softer before the crust. So give them a good douching. So give them a good soaking. Just let that soak like that. Give it, I don't know, 5 minutes. Meanwhile, I'll rig the float up. Now, this way of mushing up your bread is, if you haven't got a bucket or a mixing bowl with you, just a pleasure angler, and you don't want to buy all that razzmatazz stuff, save lugging a bucket, but just use your landing net like this. So that's been soaking for a few minutes. So much so the carp are coming round here. Look, because bits must be coming off. So all you do after it's soaked, take it out, leave it in the net, make a tight grip on your net like this, circle it down. Hopefully you can see this as a camera. It's so difficult filming and fishing on your own. And look, I'm going to wring it all out. Hope you can see this. Look. Get a lot of the water out of it. Then the rest, try not to knead in the wet or duck's mess. Some of this will float, as you can see out there. Some will sink. They're going to come up on this, but listen, I slap it in the margins hard, which helps most of it sink. They will hear this splashing, and hopefully all that flake is going on that's going down on the ground bait. They'll eat all that before it even drifts up here, but all this can drift away eventually. I don't think it will. I can already see it being stirred up like this down there. I don't think I need to throw that in, otherwise I'll never be able to get to the car. Right, we'll try a piece of slow sinking flake. Now for that, I just get my regular bread. It's straight out. It can be sliced or uncut. I use a tiny piece like this, but don't bury the hook in it. I tend to squeeze it flat, go through, come out. I don't suppose you'll see it. Fold it around that, pinch it on the eye of the hook, and I just turn the bend round. So that should sink, and I can obviously slide. If there's a wind about and it drops the float away from where you want to get it, you can find the shot near the float will hold it. So just drop that out there. If they're going nuts, they'll take it on the drop. They're there already because the float's all over the place. The float's having a nervous fit out there. You can see it moving around. Now they've got to eat the ground bait, a lot of the ground bait I put in, before they possibly find my piece. And there's the odd fish out there. Now the wind's coming up, that is drifting the bread down. So be aware of that. If any crust you've got there, just keep glancing down that way, because although you're fishing here with a float, there could be fish coming up. Oh, Smith. What are you doing in the bushes, boy? What are you doing in there? Don't like to ask. That boy, I'm going to have to do something with him. Put a chain on him or something. Chain him to the rod rest. Because other people don't know what I'm talking about. It's only the ones who have been awesome army followers in the days of the icy drifter that know who Smith is. He's a complete troublesome schoolboy from the 50s. So that flakes goes on the bottom, and it will just fluff up a little bit. Make it a little bit softer for when you strike. Single hook. I would definitely, look, I've done this. Pulled it right in front of the fish. Watch. He's got it. You see what I did there? And that's still with the float, but I drew the flake off the bottom, so it's just below the surface. It's a sort of ghost coloured one. Now I'm stuffed because I've got all the bread in here, so we better bail some of this in. And you could just flick it out on your mat skillfully like that. So there you go. On the surface with bread. This is the most deadly thing ever, this, once you get them going on bread. He's in. If you look, if you hold still, you've got a lovely orange tail there, but if I turn him in, he probably won't hold still. You see the marks on the head there. It's got sort of coy look about it, hasn't it? Well, let's get him back. Squeaking away. I'll try once more with the flake. In fact, I'll peel all this in because they are noshing this big time. Now I throw it in like that. They hear it. They get very competitive, and you'll very often get a fish on the drop. In fact, we can see all the other baits I've been using. You've been watching it. Getting exhausted now. Out we go. Sinking, 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 sinking. Flake should be bottom of the line now. They absolutely want it on the surface. So crust catches and flake. And you can do this. Oh, he bumped me. You can draw it up in the water. See if I can do that for you. Look, look, I've drawn it up. I'm going to drop it down on that guy. He turned off. You see it just gently, it's still on the hook. Now there's a better fish over there. See if he'll take it. He will, because he's fallen off the hook. One more fish, one more. Just one. Oh, that's a decent one. Flakes going down, going down. Watch that float. Oh, missed it. I think I see one under the surface there. Float is settled. It's sinking, sinking, sinking. That was a nice fish. I zoomed past it. It was a 6-pounder. And now look, I can see him cruising. I'm going to drop it on his nose. He's missed it. Oh, yeah, he's seen it. And I put the float too close. See, the flake sinks slowly, like a natural piece of bread that I just, like that, like I just threw in. So I'm about 2 feet deep and I've got a common there. In you come, my boy. Come see Uncle Graham and the YouTube people. Oh, it would be like that. Some of them are quite unsociable. Well, I think you've seen enough fish for today. So there's the fish. All the different baits I've tried. You can see there, sultanas, bread. Wow, the best ones. Multi-grain meteors and choco poppers or whatever. All catch fish. Good luck with it. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching Totally Awesome Fishing Show. Yeah, thanks a lot, mate. You ruined my day. Was that him talking? And we'll see you in the next one. Don't forget, check out our Wednesday film, check out Mike on TA Outdoors, and I'm getting this fish back. Well, I just wanted to show beginners out there the sort of fun you can have fishing with supermarket baits. Now, let's get over for some olden time battles. So, this is a commercial reenactment, guys. It's going to be lots of people. It's in the kids' holidays, so there's going to be lots of kids. It's probably noisy. And the main thing is for boys, there's going to be guns. So we'll have a look around these camps as well.
So what's that? Stopwatch there.
How many axes have you got out here? One. Forward. Oh, we're going to make our new guy take on the king.
Go through the harbour.
Stab him.
Oh, that was a bit low. Oh, did you manage to stick the spare into the leg.
Oh.
Yeah.
The end.
They're both down.
I declare it.
One shot the neck, the other one has a spare in a rather unfortunate place. What's up down this far corner? Oh, yeah. He did well, though. Due to the war, man. Not a Welshman, he's been here for years.
Good blows going on in that corner. Oh! Lost a shield already. Over there, looks like Rinsworth's taking some chunks out of Leofric. Oh, and our new guy's down.
That's the way to train him.
It took a while to train him.
He ain't going to do that again, is he?
Do it. Took a while to train him. He's going to see if he can show some tricks to our newest warriors. Go on, stop playing with your food, guys. Oh no.
He's got armour on though.
Yes, he has. So like he's... Come on. Oh, the blow to the face. Come on. Yeah, seems like the button knife is quick and effective. Come on. Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Good job. So these guys are going to be swinging around a Lamborghini, swing around a 5-bedroom house in central London.
Come on, not good enough.
It's flashy, but it's also lethal. Oh!
Well, if those two guys just sort out their disagreements with all that chainmail and swords around, goodness me. So, let's move on and see what else is happening.
What are you doing?
So what is it you're doing, some sort of medicinal thing here?
Well, this is a hand washing, even though it looks dirty.
Yep.
But it has soapwort in it. That is soapwort. And soapwort, most people think is a weed, but it has an alkaline property that softens the water.
Oh, really?
And I have lavender seed.
That's the seed I can see there.
Yes,
yeah?
lavender seed. Lavender seed is not only, because I'm using the seed, provides you with an abrasive when you're washing your hands.
Oh, I see, like a scourer.
Yes,
Yeah.
it has antiseptic properties and astringent properties. So, in fact, Kevin is actually distilling lavender seed on the next one. So that cleanses your hands. What I have here, a selection of herbs. I have some marjoram, some parsley, some rosemary, some chive, and these all go together to make a stomach settler. And recent research on marjoram has proved that it has the correct phenols which actually help with gastric problems.
Oh, really?
So they knew
Back then?
back
You wonder how they learnt it, didn't they, you know?
well, it's like mushrooms, you only eat them once.
Yeah, but the wrong one.
But that's why we're lucky. The Civil War is the highest rise in literacy. We have access to so many diaries, period diaries and herbals and recipe books. So we know what they did.
And what were these? This one before this?
This is my spice chest. So I've got some nutmeg, I've got some clove, I've got some bay leaves, I've got some mace, and it's kept in a little box because it's so expensive.
Oh, really? Yeah.
The spice roots were used pre-Tudor time, so we knew they were being used because you've got houses that are susceptible to dry rot.
Yes, yeah.
Now, dry rot is a fungus that comes from the foothills of the Himalayan. Were finds from the battlefield at Newark in Nottinghamshire.
Yes.
We have a selection of harness bells Now, harness bells, if you're using horses for pulling carts and everything else, horses don't like, until they're trained, things directly behind them,
Yeah.
especially noisy things like wheels. So if you put harness bells on their bridles,
Distraction.
it's distraction. The pipes were very small because tobacco was so expensive.
Yes.
So that's a pipe bowl. That's the flint off a flintlock musket.
Oh, I see. Yes. Yeah.
This one is actually the top of a bandolier bottle. Now, a bandolier bottle is a hollow wooden charge which held your gunpowder.
Oh, I see.
When you
yes,
were
yeah,
firing.
Yeah. That's a band being here.
Yes.
That's what
And
that's all.
that was the lid off it, basically, on top of your bandolier bottle. And each bottle held a measured charge. So not too much,
Yeah.
not too
Yeah.
little, because both could be fatal. Too much powder, your musket could very well explode.
Yeah.
Too little powder, it wouldn't fire properly, which is again a dangerous thing to happen, because next time you load,
Someone
it
kills
hasn't
you.
fired properly.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a sugar loaf.
Yeah.
Again, sugar was very expensive. It was imported in the solid form,
Yes.
but you can actually shave parts off it
Oh, I see. Yeah.
if
yeah.
you needed it for anything in
And
particular.
they keep well.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
That's the idea.
Yes, it
isn't it?
keeps well.
Oh, lovely. Thank you very much. That's a bit of information, isn't it?
It is.
I learned everything I know from you.
So what sort of bits and pieces? You said you're doing something with the lavender seeds, which I can see and smell.
If you stick your finger underneath the drip, there
Here?
should be one there.
Yeah.
And have a smell.
So that is distilled lavender oil.
No, lavender water.
Water.
Yeah, it's only water because in the bottom piece, like that,
Yeah.
it is basically water and lavender,
Yeah.
and then heat from there.
Will there be a candle heat then or something?
Charcoal.
Charcoal.
There's charcoal in there, so it's probably gone out by now.
Yeah, but the principle of that working is
Yeah. Well, if you lift,
charcoal's in there. I can see.
yeah, I'll lift this up, and you can film inside there.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, it's glazed, and there's a lip there.
Yes.
So with the heat, it comes up, it condenses, goes down to the lip and gently drips out.
Oh, I got it out
of the
there.
spout.
Condenses right. Yes.
It's very easy and very simple.
Basic, but you think
it works.
it does the job.
Oh yeah. You could have done this with anything that's edible, anything in your garden that's edible. So I'm doing lavender. You can do it with mint. Mint's an antiseptic.
And what about in here? What do you have?
That's rose petals. Now, rose water is a primary constituent of marzipan.
Yeah.
It's also a primary constituent of a lot of modern facial cleansers.
Yes, I've heard of it. Yeah.
So many uses. A lot of it is cooking and perfuming related, but some of it is medicinal.
Now I'm going to take a stab in the dark and say charcoal. Would that have been for toothpaste or
No,
something?
this is the.
That's for the fire.
That's for the fire.
But
This
they
is-
do used to get charcoal and clean their
Yeah.
teeth. I've seen in the film.
Yeah, but this is the active part. This is the showing people all the bits and pieces that make it up. So, jug of water, charcoal, the active botanical bits that you're using, and the two pieces that are on the fire.
I'm looking for a new coal scuttle actually. Upside down. What metal would they have used then in there? You know, what is
Back in the day would have been iron.
just straight iron? Yeah.
Yeah. Now today it's more steel.
A lot of these
mild
breastplates
steel.
have got a bullet hole in them, and it's
And what's the difference between the I'm going to say the round one and the pointed one being
So
basic?
this is called a cabassette, and that's a Morion. Morion's slightly bigger. Cabassette's more, well, it's a lot smaller and it's lighter.
Amazing how they made them. For the, you know, I imagine the flexibility of that is ridiculous. It's something.
Different parts means you can flex them right back all the way, and it's quite comfortable.
Well, it's quite a lot. There's a lot of movement in that, isn't there?
Yeah, oh yeah.
There's a lot of work in that too, isn't there? Goodness me. Not just making even reproduction, whatever. You know, there's a lot of work in that.
you get the wrong measurement, then it won't move quite as smoothly.
You're not telling me they put children to war as well?
Well, they wouldn't be in the battle, but if the Lord's around with full armour on and the sun was to come on, he'd be
Oh,
in
that's
armour
what it's for.
to match the Lord. Sort of like a status symbol.
That's brilliant, yeah, thank you very much.
And I've been well involved in this as well. The muskets fire very much like the British musket. Heavy shimmer, but the French musket has a smaller bore. It doesn't make it any more accurate. So for the British, slight advantage, they can stick a French bore in a British musket and fire it. When in return, we French cannot put a British bore down our musket.
Where you used to
But cleaning the French musket is much easier to take apart. And it's actually very reliable.
unlike the movie.
There they are on this field, there's all that going on, and the air smells of brimstone. So what you don't want them is thinking too much. So once they've learnt this by rote, it's a bit like learning a times table and over and over as you get to the second.
Well, I tell you what I did like. I like that mobile kitchen they had there. Goodness me, it might be a couple 100 years, 300 years ago, whatever that era was, but they certainly got it sorted on the cooking front. It's got hooks, hang in there, put your kettle on, put your pots of stew on, and they got nice swinging plates out. We always put it, me and Mike, we put stuff down on the floor all the time. So it's nice to have something that swings out and you can put a plate or another hot, pan or something like that on there. Good idea, proper little woodland kitchen. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. Don't forget, try out some of those supermarket baits. It's just a bit of fun. Sultanas, I've of course a decent double figure carp on those sultanas, but soak them first. Don't forget, watch Mike's TA Outdoors, TA Fishing. If you want to feel so inclined, hit that like button and look out for the notification bell. That way you know what we've got coming up. When the little bell goes off, they tell me. And we'll see you in the next film.